How to leave a tax-free inheritance for your kids without ruining their lives. Most parents want to leave their children better off financially, but what if a large inheritance could actually do more harm than good? I've seen it happen time and time again. Families torn apart by money, kids who blow through their inheritances, or worse, end up worse off than when they started. The wealthy have a strategy to avoid this, ensuring that their children inherit money tax-free while also protecting them from bad financial decisions, divorces, and lawsuits. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do the same. If you're new here, my name is Mark Wisniewski, and I'm the president of Southern Incomes. I help professionals, business owners, and retirees protect their wealth, minimize their taxes, and create financial security that lasts for generations. Many people assume that just writing a will is enough to ensure that their children receive an inheritance. But the truth is, if you don't plan the right way, your wealth could get eaten up by taxes, end up in the wrong hands, ex-spouses, lawsuits, or creditors, or hurt your kids instead of helping them. That's why today I'm breaking down 4 key strategies to leave a tax-free inheritance for your children without ruining their lives in the process. Let's dive in. Strategy number 1, the right way to pass down wealth. Avoid probate and taxes. Most people assume that if they write a will, their kids will automatically receive their inheritance. What they don't realize is that a will guarantees one thing: probate. Probate is the legal process where a court verifies your will, settles any outstanding debts, and then distributes your assets according to your instructions. While that may sound straightforward, probate is a nightmare for families, one that can cost them time, money, and unnecessary stress. Why is probate a problem? It's expensive. Probate court fees, attorney costs, and executor expenses can eat up to 5 and even up to 10% of an estate's total value. For a $1 million estate, that could mean $50,000 to $100,000 gone before your kids even see a dime. It's time consuming. Depending on your state and the complexity of your estate, probate could take anywhere from 6 months and we've seen up to 2 years. During this time, your family might struggle financially while waiting for the estate to settle. It's public. Since probate records are public, anyone, including creditors, scammers, and even estranged family members, can see the details of your estate and potentially make claims against your estate. It creates unnecessary stress. The probate process is filled with legal procedures and potential family disputes, often leading to emotional strain, and we've seen in some cases lawsuits between family members. The solution? Use a living trust instead. A living trust is a legal entity that holds your assets while you're alive and allows them to pass directly to your beneficiaries when you die, without probate. With a properly structured living trust, you avoid probate completely. Your children receive their inheritances immediately without waiting months or even years for court approval. Maintain privacy. Unlike a will, a trust is not part of public record, meaning outsiders can't see what you own or who inherits your assets. Control how your assets are distributed. You can set specific rules for when and how your children receive their inheritance, rather than handing them a lump sum which they might not be ready for. How a living trust works in real life. Let's say John, a retired engineer, has 2 adult children and a total estate worth $2 million, which includes a house, some investment accounts, and a life insurance policy. Scenario 1. If John only has a will, his estate would go through probate for 12 to 18 months, racking up $150,000 in legal and administrative costs. His children would have to wait over a year before receiving any money. Because probate is public, a long-lost cousin or an estranged relative could try to challenge the estate. Scenario number 2. If John had a living trust, his assets transfer instantly to his children upon his death. No court delays, no fees, no stress. Since the trust is private, his children's inheritances remain protected from outside claims. He can dictate that his children receive money in installments rather than in a lump sum, ensuring that they use it wisely. How to set up a living trust. Creating a living trust is easier and more affordable than most people think. Here's what you need to do it. Number one, work with an estate planning attorney. A professional can help draft a trust that meets your family's needs and ensures legal protections. Two, transfer the assets into the trust. Simply creating a trust isn't enough. You must retitle assets, that's your home, investment, and bank accounts, in the trust's name. Otherwise, they could still end up in probate. Number three, name a trustee. This can be yourself while alive, and a successor trustee. That could be a trusted family member or a professional you know who will manage the trust when you pass away. Number four, outline your distribution plan. Specify exactly who gets what, when, and under what conditions. This can prevent financial mismanagement and protect your children from making costly mistakes. By setting up a living trust, you're not just passing down money, you're passing down a plan that ensures that your wealth is preserved, it's protected, and properly managed for generations to come. Let's move on to the next strategy. Strategy number two, protecting your kids from themselves. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people leaving large sums of money outright to their kids. If they're young and inexperienced, they may spend it recklessly. If they're bad with money, they might burn through the whole thing in a couple of months. If they have personal struggles like addiction or gambling, a lump sum inheritance could destroy their life. I worked for years with a client, Robert, who left his entire estate, about $3 million, to his only son, David, in lump sum. Within 2 years, the money was completely gone, blown on bad investments, failed business ideas, and of course, lavish spending. How do you prevent this? Well, the solution is use a spendthrift trust. Instead of giving your children full access, a spendthrift trust allows them to receive their inheritance in stages. For example, 25% at 25, 50% at age 30, and the remainder at age 35. Access funds for specific needs, education, buying a house, or even starting a business. Be protected from creditors, lawsuits, and divorces. This ensures that your wealth supports them for life rather than ruining their future. Strategy number three, the power of tax-free inheritances, life insurance, and Roth IRAs. A major concern for many families when planning their estate is inheritance taxes. Many assume that their heirs will receive the full value of their assets, but taxes could take a huge bite out of what they leave behind. How much of your wealth could children lose to taxes? Here's the reality. Federal estate tax applies to estates over $13.6 million as of 2025. But this threshold could be lowered in the future, making more families subject to it. And even if you're below the federal estate tax limit, some states impose inheritance taxes, meaning a portion of what you leave behind could go straight to the government. IRA withdrawals are taxed as ordinary income, which means that if your children inherit a large traditional IRA, they could lose 30 to 40% of it to income taxes over time. The Secure Act of 2019 eliminated the stretch IRA, meaning for non-spouse beneficiaries, you must now withdraw the full balance of inherited IRAs within 10 years, potentially pushing them into a higher tax bracket. Without proper planning, a large portion of your hard-earned savings could end up in the hands of the IRS instead of benefiting your loved ones. Let's go over two powerful tax strategies the wealthy use to pass down wealth while avoiding unnecessary tax burdens. Solution number one, life insurance. Completely tax-free inheritance. A properly structured life insurance policy can provide 100% tax-free inheritance to your children. Unlike traditional investment accounts, life insurance offers unique advantages. Bypasses probate. Unlike assets listed in a will, life insurance proceeds are paid directly to beneficiaries without going through court delays. Not subject to income or estate taxes. Unlike IRAs or 401ks, life insurance payouts are completely tax-free. You control the payouts. If you set up the policy inside a trust, you can specify when and how your heirs receive the money. Why do the wealthy use life insurance for estate planning? The rich just don't buy life insurance for a death benefit. They use it as a wealth building and a tax planning tool. Permanent life insurance policies such as whole life or indexed universal life insurance build cash value over time. This cash value can be borrowed against or used as tax-free income in retirement. High net worth families use life insurance to pay estate taxes, so their heirs don't have to sell assets to cover the tax bill. Life insurance can also be structured inside an irrevocable life insurance trust, called an ILIT, to further protect assets from creditors and other unnecessary taxation. For example, how life insurance can save an estate from taxes. Let's say David and Lisa have an estate worth $15 million. Under current tax laws, their heirs would owe over 40% in estate tax on the amount over that $13.6 million, meaning $600,000 in taxes would be due. But rather than leaving their children with a massive tax bill, David and Lisa purchased a $1 million life insurance policy inside an irrevocable trust. This ensures that when they pass away, their children receive $1 million tax-free to cover any estate taxes or expenses. Their other assets remain untouched and can continue to appreciate in value. The payout avoids probate, providing immediate liquidity instead of waiting for the assets to be sold. This is why life insurance is often called the secret weapon of wealth transfer. Solution number 2, Roth IRAs, tax-free growth and withdrawals. Another powerful tool for passing down tax-free inheritance is converting pre-tax retirement accounts into Roth IRAs. Traditional IRAs and 401ks are great for tax-deferred growth, but the downside is distributions are taxed as ordinary income. This means that if your children inherit a traditional IRA, they will be required to withdraw all of the money within 10 years and pay income taxes, possibly at a much higher tax rate. Roth IRAs, on the other hand, have two major advantages. They grow tax-free. Unlike traditional IRAs, where investments grow tax-deferred, Roth IRAs grow completely tax-free. Inherited Roth IRAs can be withdrawn tax-free. Beneficiaries must withdraw the full balance within that 10 years, but they pay zero taxes on those withdrawals. Why Roth conversions can be a smart estate planning strategy. If you have a large traditional IRA, converting it to a Roth IRA over time allows you to pay lower taxes now instead of leaving your heirs with a large future tax burden. Reduces your required minimum distributions, or so-called RMDs, in retirement. Ensures your heirs receive their inheritance tax-free, giving them more flexibility. An example here is the power of Roth conversions for inheritances. Let's say Michael has $500,000 in a traditional IRA. If he leaves it to his daughter, she must withdraw the full amount within 10 years, potentially pushing her into a higher tax bracket. If, instead, Michael converts his IRA to a Roth gradually over time, he pays taxes at his current lower rate, and his daughter inherits the full amount tax-free. And by the time she withdraws the money, the account could have grown significantly, and, of course, she would have zero in taxes. Strategy number 4, protecting your children from lawsuits, divorce, and creditors. Many parents don't think about this, but even if your kids are responsible, their inheritance can still be at risk. Imagine your child goes through a nasty divorce and their ex-spouse walks away with half, or they get sued and their full inheritance is seized in the lawsuit, or they have credit card or even medical debt and the creditors take a large portion. The solution here? An asset protection trust. Instead of leaving money directly to your child, an asset protection trust ensures that their inheritance remains separate from marital assets. It's shielded from lawsuits and creditors. They still have access, but under protected conditions. This is how the wealthy keep the money in their family for generations. If you're serious about leaving tax-free inheritance that actually benefits your kids, you need a plan. Don't wait until it's too late. Book a call with me today, and let's create an estate plan that protects your family's future. I'll see you in the next one.